Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to share some of my experiences that I had. That's my dog Princeton, of course. But I just wanted to share some of my experience that I had during the first trimester of my pregnancy. So I hope these tips are very helpful on your journey to motherhood as well. Stay tuned. Really? Alright, so some of you I'm sure probably already know first trimester is obviously when you first are pregnant till week 13. I didn't know that at first. I thought once you enter week 13 you're in your second trimester, but actually the beginning till week 13 is when you are in your first trimester, and the second trimester begins at week 14. So there's that math there. You can go Google the information to double check. But yeah, so during my first trimester, I definitely experienced some highs and lows. Most of them included me trying to figure out, what are those things called? Trying to figure out what prenatal vitamin I wanted to use. I had tried like 3 different prenatal vitamins before I finally figured out the right one for me. And the one I use now, I'll get it to show you guys and like show it on the screen. But the one I use now is very helpful. I just feel so like energized from it, and I feel like it's giving myself and my baby the right nutrients that we both need. So that's numero uno. The most important thing to do is make sure you have the right prenatal vitamin. Also, you have to always schedule your visit with your gynecologist, just so that they can double check and make sure everything is going great. So for me, I got to hear the heartbeat at like week 9, I believe. I went to, come here, Princeton, goodness. Okay, I had went to the gynecologist during week 9, and it was so surreal. Although like COVID's going on, I did have to have my mask on and everything, but like I did the transvaginal ultrasound. So that's when they like take the little wand and stick it in your vagina and you're able to see like the ultrasound. And that's when I saw my little nugget. And it was just a really real feeling, like seeing the baby and like hearing that heartbeat like lets you know, wow, this is real. So that definitely kind of like made me have the little butterflies inside. Cause at first, like, I'm not even gonna lie, like granted by all the pregnancy tests I took 3 of them. I knew I was pregnant, but it just didn't feel like I was pregnant until I like had that moment where I'm like, wow, I heard the heartbeat and like saw it on screen. So I can definitely relate to anyone who might be pregnant and you're feeling like, you know what, I don't even feel like I'm pregnant, because that's definitely how I felt. So I just wanted to get into some of those lows that I talked about in the beginning of this video. During like week 7, I believe, that's when I started feeling like really tired and nauseous. And a part of that had to deal with like taking the prenatal vitamin in the morning time. Like when I first wake up, it's on an empty stomach. I would eat a little bit, but like my body just wasn't used to like, oh, we're taking a big vitamin. So I do recommend, like, if you do feel nauseous in the morning, of course due to morning sickness, just you can take your vitamin at night. Like as long as you take it during the day, at some point during the day, like you're gonna be fine. But for me, I just think of vitamins, get that done in the morning. So that goes back to the one I have now. Like it's perfect. I don't feel nauseous or anything, and it's just way better for me. But during week 7 of my pregnancy, I was super tired. I was irritated by everything, and I also experienced some bleeding, and it wasn't like heavy bleeding that, you know, you freak out about and you're worried that you might be having a miscarriage, but I definitely had blood that like filled my underwear. So story time, I was at work, I went to the restroom and I noticed there was blood in my underwear. So I immediately freaked out and I went to the school nurse, and she was like, because I'm a PE teacher, so she was like, do you want your aide to like take over for your class while you call your gynecologist. And I was like, sure, because like I was panicking, y'all. Like I was like, oh my God, like you're pregnant, you shouldn't have blood. Like I didn't know anything that was going on. So when I called her, she's like, well, is it heavy blood? And I was like, no, but I mean, it's not light, like there's blood there. And so I ended up scheduling an appointment to see my gynecologist that following day, because she was like, well, if it's not heavy bleeding, there's really nothing I can do about it. Like, you know, having blood is part of the process of your body getting used to being pregnant. So I was like, okay. So the next day I go to the gynecologist and I'm like giving her my concerns, and it was just kind of nerve-wracking because, like I said, I didn't think I was supposed to be bleeding, but I was. So, and I even noticed like I had like a little blood clot, like 2 of them that following day. So like that freaked me out too. Like I was Googling on YouTube, like light to medium bleeding blood clots during pregnancy, what does it mean? And she's just like, Rachel, as long as it's not heavy bleeding, you're not having abdominal pain, then there's really nothing we can do about it. So I kind of just like let it pass, and it did. The following day, so like I experienced that for 2 days. That 3rd day, everything went back to normal. I didn't bleed. I haven't been bleeding ever since. And yeah, but it was just definitely like a scary moment. I journaled about it. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, so that is something that can take place. To this day, I don't know the science behind it, but I do know it probably has to do with your body adjusting to the fact of, we used to have a period every month now, and all of a sudden now we're not, and it's just that body adjusting. So I definitely had to get used to that, but I made it through that experience. All right, another thing I wanted to touch on was cravings. I have not had like any weird crazy cravings. I do think some of that is taboo. Like they're like, do you like pickles? And I'm like, I haven't like been craving pickles or anything, but I will say I have had a few food aversions. So things that I liked before, obviously I'm not really like fond of them anymore. And that's shrimp and salmon, which is so sad because I love seafood. Like I'm such a seafood kind of girl, but that's something that like I don't really like or enjoy as much. So hopefully like when my pregnancy is done, I will go back to liking my salmon and seafood. And then another thing, naps. Like I used to kind of nap before here and there, but I literally take a nap every day. Like there is not a day that goes by that I do not nap. So I definitely see how the tiredness, especially in that first trimester, comes through. I'm now in the 2nd trimester. I'll be 17 weeks tomorrow actually. So it's very refreshing to know that like you will get your boost of energy back in that second trimester. So all the like little trips you have or things you want to do like before the baby comes, definitely do all of that during your 2nd trimester when you have a little bit of energy. Now, like I said, there are times when I still get tired. Like even now in the 2nd trimester, I find myself taking naps. But as far as like being groggy and just like every day I'm tired, like please leave me alone. Like I don't have that experience anymore. And I will say, hydration, that's one thing that I lacked with during that first trimester. I was like, no, I don't really drink that much water. Or I don't need to drink that much water, but no, you do. Like your baby is literally taking nutrients from you, and I was getting headaches. So definitely hydrate, drink double the water you're used to drinking. Even now I find my lips getting crusty, so I need to drink some more water. But that's something that's super important. Really quick before I end this video, when I mentioned headaches, I found that there are certain things that you can take as a pregnant woman to be able to aid with your headache. So Tylenol, extra strength, Sudafed, I hope I'm saying that right. I didn't take that for a headache though. I used that like when I was having nasal congestion. That has been very helpful. And then there was one more. Oh my God, I can't think of it, but when I do, I'll link it below. And and Vapor Rub. Vicks Vapor Rub has really helped with like allergies and just like me feeling sick sometimes. Like there's not a lot you can take. Like you literally have to just deal with the pain when you're pregnant because You don't want to just put any old thing in your body. So those are just my little tidbits of my experience during the first trimester. Like I said, I'm now in the second trimester, and I will most likely do a second trimester update to show you guys a little bit of what I experienced during that time. I'm super excited about motherhood, and I can't wait to show you guys my gender reveal. So make sure you are staying tuned, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.